Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. This time we're going visual. We're going to be looking at Jazz in Motion. It's this really cool piece from Northwind Illustrations, part of their Art Unveiled series,
Oh, I love that series.
Yeah, they have such a unique style. And this piece, it's all about capturing the energy of jazz music, but visually, like on paper, hand-drawn, ink, the whole deal.
So we're basically trying to figure out how they did that, right? How'd they get that feeling, that jazz vibe onto a static image?
Exactly. That's what we're here to uncover.
Yeah.
And what I find interesting right off the bat is that the artist didn't just draw like a straightforward saxophone.
Right. It's more than that. The artist was really thinking about jazz, like deeply.
Yeah.
The music itself, the emotion behind it, they wanted to make you see the sound almost.
So how did they approach it then? Instead of just, here's a sax on a piece of paper. It's described as this abstract form kind of emerging from this field of movement. What does that even mean?
Okay, so picture this. Imagine you're not looking at a still image, but a snapshot of something that's constantly moving, changing. The saxophone, it's not like a perfectly outlined thing. It's made up of these swirly lines, these energetic marks, as if the music is forming right in front of you.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so it's like when music is taking shape, and this field of movement isn't just empty space behind it.
Not at all. It's active. It's part of the whole feeling. Think about the vibrations, the rhythms you feel when you listen to jazz. That's what the artist is trying to get across with that. And to do that, they use what they call expressive strokes.
So not just like outlines, right? It's how the lines themselves look and feel.
Exactly. Like, think about improvisation in jazz. A musician can hit all the right notes, but if they don't put feeling into it, it's just dot notes, Same with art. These lines, each one, it's got to have some energy to it, some weight, some lightness, mirroring all the push and pull, the structure and spontaneity, all that good stuff that makes jazz so cool.
And I'm noticing that they've actually woven musical notes into the artwork. And they're not just randomly placed, they seem to be coming from the saxophone, flowing outward.
Exactly. That's the artist showing you the sound, visually. The music isn't contained within the instrument, it's spilling out, filling the space around it. Even though it's a still image, you almost feel like you can hear the music, right?
Totally. Okay, so let's talk about color, because this is where things get really interesting to me. It's not just black and white, like a simple line drawing.
Yeah.
You've got these vibrant golden yellows, deep oranges. What do those colors do for the piece, you think?
Well, right away, those colors, they hit you with this warmth, this energy, which, let's be honest, that's what jazz is all about. Think about the brass instruments, the heat of a jazz club, that kind of vibe. These colors, they tap right into those feelings.
Yeah, I get that. But then there's also blues and purples, too, mixed in. Doesn't that, like, contrast with the warm colors? How does that work?
It does, and it makes the artwork so much more complex and interesting. The blues, the purples, they bring this depth, maybe a little melancholy even. Jazz can be like that, It's not always just high energy. There's this whole range of emotions in there. So it's like adding different instruments to a song. More richness, more depth, like those complex chords in jazz.
And then there are these black and pink accents, which feel so intentional. They're not just there by accident, right?
Right. Those accents are all about highlighting the contrasts in jazz. The black, it's grounding, like a strong beat. The pink, maybe that's a softer melody or like an unexpected playful riff. It's showing that interplay, that back and forth between different parts of the music.
And, something I found interesting is that the artist imagined this piece working in all sorts of spaces, like a music lounge, sure, but also a creative studio, even a modern living space. What do you make of that?
Oh, that's a great point. I think it tells us something about the artwork's intended impact, It's not just for a specific type of person or a specific place. It's meant to evoke a sense of freedom, that energy, that rhythm, no matter where you are. Like the spirit of jazz, it can fit in anywhere.
So, okay, to sum it all up, Jazz in Motion isn't just a drawing of a sax. It's about experiencing the feeling, the improvisation, the soul of jazz, but in a visual way.
You got it. It's proof that creativity, it can flow between different art forms. And it reminds us that jazz, like all art, really, it's always changing, always growing. There's no limit to it.
I love that. So the big takeaway here is that the energy and emotion of one art form, like music, can absolutely be translated into something visual, something you can see and experience. And now, here's a question for you all listening out there. Think about other art forms that you love.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how their core energy or emotion could be captured visually? Maybe in a way that's totally unexpected.
I like that.
All right, well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. We hope it got those creative gears turning. We'll catch you next time for another exploration.